Where two or more are gathered, God is. We're coming together as a mastermind, a group of people who value the same spiritual truths. And we're here to kind of nudge Martine, wake up. Bob, wake up. Mayim, wake up. Remember. Chris, wake up. Barbara, wake up. Remember who you are. Darlene, wake up. Maria, wake up. Deb, wake up. Raleigh, wake up. Everybody, wake up. Remember who you are. That's what we do in community on Sundays. And what a blessing. So look ahead. So much alignment. Spirit was like, what is your vision? What is your vision for your life? Coming to seeing my birthday on January 21st and being alive when I didn't even think I would be. I didn't think this far. So I'll be honest. I wasn't thinking I won't see my birthday. I just thought, I don't think I'll make it to next week. You get a really weird sense of humor when you kind of have life flash in front of you. So excuse me, but there are things that I laugh at that my mother says, well, it's better than crying because I don't cry as much. I just laugh about it. And Spirit said to me, how are you continuing to hold the vision? What is the vision for your life? I feel that birthdays, New Year's, new beginnings, rituals, anything that helps us to take a pause, reevaluate, is a period to recommit. So what is the vision? Now that you've gotten this far, is the vision simply healing or is there a vision for your life? So the sermon is the power of holding the vision. Every great transformation, my beloveds, whether personal or global, begins with a vision. A vision is more than a fleeting desire. It's an inner knowing, a divine blueprint, an unwavering faith in the unseen. It's through vision that Abraham, the father of many nations, that Moses led his people to freedom, and that Jesus, the greatest guru, demonstrated miracles. And even though we've gotten past Martin Luther King's birthday, Martin Luther King called forth a just and inclusive vision for America. So the question before us today is, what vision are you holding? Are you seeing through the eyes of fear or faith? Are you affirming divine possibility or limitation? And my beloveds, I know that there are lots of changes occurring. I was blessed this morning. It's amazing what God sends me through YouTube. I wasn't even looking for it, but I found a talk of an economist that was talking about the fall of an empire. He was like, this is not political. He said, do you know that Indonesia is made up of 18,000 islands and has a population of 280 million people? The US has a population of 350 million people. Well, Indonesia has just joined Russia, China, Brazil, I think Australia, possibly. They have formed what is called the Red Brick Nations. Their GDP, their income, their gross national product makes up 50% of the world, 60% of the world's economy. America is only making up 24% of the world's economy. America is in debt to China by $890 billion. China, Japan, and China. Just China It's not to speak gloom and doom, but this economist was saying we are delusional. He said, was that in the news? As everybody's fighting about party issues and who's doing what, is that in the news? He said, there is such a decline, and America is not dealing with that. Everyone's in denial. The last president was in denial, and the current president is in denial. And who is this going to affect? The people. Not the 4 billionaires that were behind Trump or that would have been behind Biden. This is not. He said, it's so not about partisan anything. It's about the world's economies are shifting, and there are a whole group of people who are thriving and in control that no one realizes in America that they're in control. And he said, my lecture is to wake people up. And as I listened to this, I thought to myself, it is so important to have a relationship with God, because I went, what? The global economy is held 60% by these countries we never talk about and no one hears about, and everybody in the know, in economics knows, and in real politics knows, but the average American does not know this. And I thought, wow, I need God. I need these principles, the principles of manifestation. I need to stay in a vibration of wholeness and peace and prosperity, because this man, as a historian and an economist, said what is about to come down the line, once this starts revealing itself, it's going to take courage to walk in this world. It always has. But there are times on the planet where it takes more courage and more faith and more practice. So my beloveds, I had no idea. And I'm into economics and politics. Growing up in Haiti, you listen to a lot of what's happening internationally because it impacts Haiti so much. So I grew up that way. And I wanted to be an economist, believe it or not. I started at Northeastern in economics, but there were so many guys and it was so weird and people treated me weird, and I left that and I realized I'm artsy anyway, but I love economics. Anyhow, what is the vision? I thought, okay, I can listen to this and allow fear to grab me, or I can anchor myself in the vision I have for the planet, for the nation, for my family, and for myself. This is our power. So it is through this vision, this inclusive vision for the world. The question today is, what vision are you holding? Are you seeing through the eyes of faith or fear? Are you affirming divine possibility or limitation? Thank God for spiritual principle. Thank God for these truths. Because if I literally really allowed the world to get in me, you have to be in the world, but not of the world. I'd have a nervous breakdown, because that news this morning, I thought, what? Whew, okay. So you talked about, so holding a divine vision means refusing to be swayed by appearances, no matter how challenging the circumstances seem. It's knowing that your thoughts, emotions, and actions shape reality. So that is a very dire appearance of things. I know it's real, we don't deny reality, but we know the truth. I know that no matter whether I'm living in an empire that might be shifting, I'm going to hold the truth of prosperity, wholeness, wellness, peace and well-being for myself. As Proverbs 29:18 reminds us, where there is no vision, the people perish. So I want to focus on the biblical story of Abraham. This is what came to me. And we know, I always say this because for anyone streaming in the future or looking at us online, or anyone who's not familiar with the Unity Worldwide movement or School of Metaphysical Christianity, we believe that the Bible is supposed to be read metaphorically, symbolically, esoterically, that there's spiritual wisdom and knowledge and messaging and hidden gifts in the Bible that When Adam and Eve were in the garden, that represents our inner masculine and feminine that are one with God. And the journey back to awakening, when we took the apple from the tree and were enlightened with the power to create good, evil, neutral, we then had to come back to God because we really got into the evil stuff. We enjoyed the messiness. I always say to my mother sometimes, I think evil's sexy. That's why people like to partake in it. I will share something which is very interesting. I was at a cafe and I thought I was being very facetious when I've been saying this lately to my mom. And there were two very cute high school girls, and I think I complimented them on what they were wearing, and they complimented me. And I sat there and I was doing some reading, and I overheard them say, do you like so and so? So let's say Becky. Do you like Becky? Yeah, she's too good. She's too nice. Yeah, she has a good heart. I don't really like her. I don't like her too. She doesn't have enough spice. She doesn't have enough meanness. And I sat there and I wanted to say to them, the mean girls are the ones who are going to become your adult friends that stab you in the back and make you miserable. I wanted to say that to them. You're so foolish. And I thought, these two young girls who were no older than like 16 were talking about how they didn't like a particular other girl because she was nice and she had a good heart, but it wasn't spicy enough. It wasn't sexy enough. It wasn't fun enough. Meanness. So our ego is always looking out, seeking drama. So in this time on this planet where meanness and hard-heartedness and goodness and all the good things are not sexy, it is so important to anchor ourselves spiritually in the spiritual truths. And I thought, I shielded myself. I actually thought, I know they're 16 years old, but I thought there was nowhere else to sit. I was moved. I thought, I don't value what these young women, whoa, I thought at 16, I would have never said such a thing. But I shielded myself and I prayed for them. I said, they'll grow up. Hopefully they'll grow out of that and realize that having people in your life who have good hearts are such a blessing and such a gift. But when you're in this world, don't be of it. Being of this world, that's the stupidity that you hear. That's stupidity that young people are now valuing, that it's not spicy or hip enough. So what is the vision for your life? So Abraham is an example of holding a vision in Genesis chapter 15. So I'm going to read it. God's promises to Abraham. After these things, the word of the Lord came to Abram in a vision, saying, do not be afraid, Abram. I am your shield, your exceedingly great reward. Isn't that beautiful? God is our shield and our exceedingly great reward. There's nothing that the world can give us. God is the greatest reward, that relationship. But Abram said to God, because, we're always a little bit complaining, and I love that about the Bible. It shows us as we are. But Abram said to God, look, you have given me no offspring. Instead, one servant born in my house is to be my heir. And behold, the word of the Lord came to him, saying, this one shall not be your heir, but it will come from your body, and you shall bear an heir. Then he brought him outside. So God brought Abram outside and said, look now towards heaven and count the stars if you are able to number them. And he said to him, so shall your descendants be. And he believed in the Lord, and he accounted it to him for righteousness. So let's look at the metaphysical meaning of Abraham's vision. Abraham's story is not just about one man, but it's about all of us. The spiritual principles embedded in this story teach us how to hold the vision for our highest good. Abram's original name, Exalted Father, symbolizes the soul before its spiritual awakening. His transformation into Abraham, father of multitudes, represents the evolution of consciousness as we step into divine purpose. So our name changes. God calls us a different name when we are awakening to truth. We're given a different name. Jesus became the Christed one, the awakened one, not Jesus of Nazareth, Christ Jesus or Jesus Christ, because of the awakening that happened in his consciousness. His wife Sarah represents the subconscious mind. So Abraham is also the conscious mind. Sarah represents the subconscious mind, the divine womb of creation. Once she accepted Abraham's vision, God's vision for her life, she discovered Isaac, and Isaac represents joy. This shows us that when our conscious and subconscious minds align with divine truth, manifestation is inevitable. So God tells Abraham to count the stars, symbolizing infinite possibilities. When we shift our perspective from limitation to divine potential, we unlock a reality greater than what we see with our physical eyes. It's really interesting. The song that I was guided through treatment, the radiation treatment, to play gospel house music. And house music is happy club music, and I used to dance a lot and go out in nightclubs, and I was a dancer that danced on a podium with shorts and all of that, and I had a lot of fun. And Spirit was like, I want you to have a dancing energy and a vibration. But gospel house music is praise music that's dance music. And there's a song called Be Optimistic. As long as you keep your head to the sky, you can win. As long as you keep your head to the sky, you can win. Be optimistic. As long as we keep our eyes up, this looking up that Abram, who then became Abraham, does, is that we are looking beyond the circumstances, beyond the mundane vision of what's happening in the planet, in our lives, in the diagnosis, in the bank account, in the relationships. I'm not fulfilled. Look, keep your head to the sky. Look at the stars. My beloveds, practice stargazing. I've read and I've been doing it, that when we practice stargazing, we actually pick up the vibration, universal vibration. And it's actually, if you're going to pray, you can say your affirmative prayer and then stargaze. You're actually releasing that intention to the universe, and you will bring about manifestation even quicker. They say if you're a creative artist and you want to be inspired in music, whatever you're creating, sit outside or stargaze. You will pick up that infinite, unlimited vibration of life. It makes sense. In this ancient text, Spirit said to Abraham, look up to the stars. There are infinite probabilities and infinite possibilities. So we shift our perspective from limitation to divine potential when we look up above. The promised land represents spiritual fulfillment and the realization of divine potential. Just as Abraham was called to believe beyond what seemed possible, we are called to hold the vision for health, abundance, peace, joy, and purpose, even when the circumstances suggest otherwise. These two holy people were hundreds of years old. Some people say they were 100, but they were hundreds of years old. And Sarah brought forth Isaac, joy, by the joining of conscious and subconscious mind, alignment with your vision. So the life application, because I always like, how do I apply it? How do I make this real in my life? Use the power of affirmative thought. Daily affirm, I am divinely guided. My highest good is unfolding now. I trust the process of life. I say that a lot. That's what we say. I trust the process of life and grow happy and peaceful. Life is God. I trust God's process. When doubts arise, shift your focus to faith. Look up. I even do it physically. As we tend to do this when we're sad. Look straight ahead or look up. Open your arms. I'm open and receptive to all the good that the universe has for me. That is holding the highest vision. Accelerate your emotions. Activate your emotions. Feel as if your vision is already possible. I've had to renew this, my beloveds. I got a little down. A week ago. The doctor said something that was quite interesting. I'll put it that way. I don't fit. And I think that there's shared frustration, so I won't just put it. And it's just time for me to hold the highest vision for myself. Because I cannot be upright like this, and I'm being told certain things about my condition when I'm walking around feeling better than I've ever felt. But I was told because I didn't follow protocol that there would be a certain outcome for my life. I won't speak it. And so I don't believe that. I just don't. But I was told because I didn't do it the way I was supposed to. Not because it's really happening, but because you didn't do it the way you were supposed to do it, this is going to be the outcome. And I was like, no, it's not, because look at me. This is the outcome. Health and wholeness. So, but when I got home, I went on my bed. I thought, what did he just say to me? And is that real? And then my friends who are practitioners of these principles said, come on, look at, know the truth. You can't let someone else hold the vision for your life. So we have to renew our commitment to our vision. So we're activating emotions, positive emotions. So avoid fear-based emotions, which I had about a day of that. And I thought, I'm not doing that. Remove worry with trust, anxiety with peace. What did it take? Lots of meditation, lots of treatment, reading my principles, and going over my sermons and going, I should listen to her. She's really smart. Wow, she's a good minister. Wow, who's that? Looks like me, sounds like me, but wow. So we want to take inspired action. Faith without works is dead. When you hold a vision, act as though it's already done. Take small, consistent steps to align with your desired outcome. Listen to divine intuition for the next right steps. My beloveds, one area of my life where I have struggled with, so this is the year of health and wealth, has been prosperity. Things are a lot better than they've ever been, but I had to work on my consciousness. In order to manifest financial stability. And regardless of where you might be, practice these principles. And so the first step for me is prayer, affirmative prayer. Find a treatment like I've given you all here today. Find something online, write your own, but begin to do it at least once a day. All of the New Thoughts greats called affirmative prayer treatment, because this was a mental science medicine movement. Our New Thought greats, the Fillmores, believed that affirmative prayer was medicine, that you should treat your circumstances the same way a doctor would give you medication and say, take this 3 times a day. And since that's the standard, the belief and the practice was, here is this prayer that I've written out for you. You've come to me. I've helped you to get your mind right. I prayed over you in the circumstances, but here it is written down. You need to say this 3 times a day. So we must speak God's word in the infinite's word as medicine for whatever is ailing us. Mm-hmm. We can't just come here, read these principles, be a positive person, and just think it's going to come to pass. I was a positive person for decades until I began to practice meditation and affirmative prayer. My life didn't change. If I hadn't been practicing this, I wouldn't be in front of you. I don't believe I would if I hadn't been meditating and affirming the truth of the reality I am knowing and I'm seeing. So take inspired action. And that affirmative prayer of yours, once to 3 times a day, is action. And then you will know how to move because you will be guided intuitively. So surround yourself with supportive energy. We are supportive energy. Supportive energy are the people in your lives and also social media. Once again, when you tune into a channel, you're adding your energy and your prayer to the collective mindset of whatever they're talking about. Do you really want to be manifesting that? I know it's hard. I want to know everything that's going on, but half of the time I go, so I can't know. I don't want to know. So it's very tempting. It's very tempting, but at least make 51% of your day be the positive stuff. Make the majority. So if you indulge, it's not all of your day's energy. So Dr. Martin Luther King embodied the spiritual truth which he declared. I have a dream. I have seen the promised land. He saw beyond injustice and spoke a divine vision into existence. And I bring him up because there's no coincidence on the planet at all in the universe that the inauguration and his birthday were on the same day. There are no coincidences. It was the universe saying, no matter what it looks like, hold the vision of an America that works for everyone. Because people always have had to do it. You're not a new generation. Hold that vision no matter what, no matter how you feel. Because even if you are, even for Republicans, and I'm in the middle, I say that I'm a Republican and a Democrat. I'm pro-life and pro-choice. I'm a child of God, and my job is to love everybody. So I don't take sides. I'm doing my best as a minister of truth principles. Now, of course, if people get dragged through the streets and put in camps, I'm going to take a side. So I'm not minimizing the reality of the potential. But as I stand right now, I am in a neutral place. I cannot get into the fight. I cannot. So this America, this vision works for everyone. Democrats, independents, Republicans. And no matter what side you're on, you can hold this vision because it's a vision of oneness, truth, beauty, abundance, and peace for everyone. And Martin Luther King showed us that. He worked with everybody. He worked with everybody in all sides to bring about the civil rights legislation. And I've been saying this, I thank my African-American brothers and sisters and everyone. I stand on their shoulders because as a Black immigrant, if it weren't for the civil rights legislation, it opened the doorway for the civil rights international immigration policies. People of color were not being let into the country in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. My parents were able to immigrate to this country as legal citizens. Not all of us are illegal, as legal documented immigrants, because of the civil rights immigration policy that came after the civil rights legislation. So I give thanks and great gratitude. So I made everyone laugh. All of the Thai food you like, all of that Indian food, all of these beautiful cultures that are part of our wonderful melting pot weren't as predominant because those people weren't being let in. And now we can have foods from all over the world because of the civil rights movement. I know it sounds mundane and silly, but this is how the world has changed. People from all over the world share their heart and their culture with each other. And we've been blessed to have that America because of the civil rights movement and everyone else of color, all humanity who worked to pass that through. So life application. Let's pray and affirm for global peace. We can hold the vision for this country. Declare divine justice, peace, and harmony are unfolding for the nation and the world. Be the change you wish to see Live by the principle of love, respect, and unity, even when it's hard. Even when you have that friend you want to block and don't talk to because they voted for so-and-so. Compassion, curiosity. I know it's really hard, but why did you? What did you feel that was so wrong? Let me stay open. Let me listen to you. On both sides, why did you not vote for my candidate? Stay open, stay compassionate. We don't have to live in division. And if we hold the highest vision of unity for the country, that's what will manifest in and through the president, in and through his cabinet. All of this is energy, my beloved, and there are organizational psychologists and the military and the government that knows the power of thought, remote viewing, consciousness, visualization, energy, and emotions. This is known, and us at each other's throats is creative. There are many infinite possibilities and infinite probabilities. Which path shall we take? So, give your time, talent, and treasures to efforts that uplift humanity. Seek light in the darkness. That's prayer. Prayer is my light. When last week I was told of a certain outcome because I didn't do this and this, and it felt like, what the heck is... I had to pray. I had to meditate. I had to know the truth. And I had to know that my doctors and nurses are doing the best that they can in a world that has been created like this thus far. It's not their fault. And I had to love and have compassion and forgiveness for them. They're only doing their job, and I'm not. I've never been conventional. So it's obvious. So, blessed are the peacemakers, so they shall be called the children of God. So, my beloveds, I'm going to have us repeat these affirmations together. I'll say the line first, and then you will join me. This is for personal vision. I hold the vision of my highest good with unwavering faith. I hold the vision of my highest good with unwavering faith. I am healthy, whole, and abundant. I am healthy, whole, and abundant. Divine opportunities unfold before me. Divine opportunities unfold before me. My life is a radiant expression of love, joy, and fulfillment. My life is a radiant expression of love, joy, and fulfillment. Vision for the nation and the world. I hold the vision of a world filled with peace, justice, and harmony. I hold the vision of a world filled with peace, justice, and harmony. I see a nation where love overcomes fear. I see a nation where love overcomes fear, where unity replaces division, where the highest good unfolds for all, I am a vessel of divine transformation. I walk in faith and not by sight. And so it is. So, my beloveds, may you walk today knowing that your vision, that you hold it in faith, and it will manifest in divine timing for yourself, for our loved ones, for this state, for this nation, and for the world. Hold the highest vision. Hold on, hold on, hold on. God is with us. And so it is.